Working together to turn the tide on non-communicable diseases, Pacific Island countries and territories at the inaugural Pacific Ncd Summit in Nuku'alofa, Tonga, have shown their support for a Pacific funding mechanism to better balance responses to this mammoth burden in the region. They also committed to introducing national legislation to ensure all Pacific Island countries and territories meet or exceed the Framework Convention on Tobacco Control Taxation target and help achieve a tobacco-free Pacific by 2025. These were among the 17 key statements addressed in the adopted outcomes document, which will be presented for consideration at the Pacific Ministers of Health meeting in Cook Islands next year.
Whatever we decide to do in terms of addressing NCD, then funding is factored to be extremely crucial in the way we address NCD. Taxation is one area. In fact, it's been discussed as being one positive move so that each country can also develop their own form of funding, but from the outset, it is not enough. So we are looking for more contributions, more help, mainly from our key partners.
NCDs, mainly heart disease, cancers, lung disease and diabetes, are the leading cause of death in the Pacific. Common themes expressed during the three-day summit and reflected in the outcome statement were the importance of strong leadership, government stability, multi-sectoral collaboration, and use of existing traditional government structures to sustain NCD reduction efforts.
Diabetes, heart disease, some cancers cause 3 out of every 4 deaths in our region. It's the leading cause of people going into hospital for treatment and care. It's the leading cause of blindness, of kidney failure. So it's a huge problem. That's on just the disease burden. And then if you look at the cost of it all to the individual and the family and the country, the economic consequences, again, are huge. So alongside the climate crisis, the NCD crisis is probably one of the 2 biggest development issues we have in the region. We're aware of the fact there's been a lot of commitments made at the global level and at the regional level, but overall the results are disappointing. People are busy. People are doing lots of things, but we really don't have a lot to show for it. And that's why we thought we should get everyone together, take stock of what's happened, particularly around the issue of the NCD roadmap that was approved by the ministers, to see where that's got to, and to then agree what else we need to do to escalate, to step up on what we're doing.
We have a national strategic plan on NCDs, where we have timelines lined up to what the global requirements are. The 2030 agenda, all of these agendas, they have put in some health targets. We incorporate that into our own plans, and that is something that we can report. And that is something that we need right across the region, for countries to make a determination on what their timelines, what their target should be. Because when you don't have a specific timeline, a specific target, you can meander on, and you don't really know whether you're successful or not. So that's very important. Knowing what we want to achieve and setting a time to it. And I think that is going to be one of the critical suggestions that has come from this particular summit.
More than 120 high-level delegates attended the summit, representing Pacific Island governments and international development partners, including ministers of health from 14 Pacific countries. The participants acknowledged the immense challenge ahead and the need for all sectors of society to work together to win this battle against NCDs in the Pacific.
We need to tell the stories of who it affects, the mothers, the fathers, families left without breadwinners. Young men, we've had in Fiji 26, 23-year-olds dying of a heart attack. The whole future in front of them. These stories need to be told to wake people up. And the media needs to understand that it has a role in waking people up. It has a role in lighting little fires under people's chairs so that they feel uncomfortable. That is what we need to do. If we don't do it, people won't pay attention. Pacific editors need to wake up to the fact that this is a challenge that exists, and they share the responsibility of building healthier societies.
The Pacific Ncd Summit concluded on 22nd June with a day dedicated to shining a spotlight on diabetes in the region. Lauren Robinson, SBC News.